Hey y'all, I've been wanting to do this video talking about, hey, can I sit in your boat, Christian?
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do this video since I got a couple of my boys here. I'm gonna try to set the camera there. Will it balance there? One of the headlines in fishing industry right now is over disqualification over fishing license, right? Isn't that right? What happened? NPFL, they had a guy who won a tournament, didn't have a valid fishing license, got disqualified. Just to start this conversation off, I want to use that subject to talk about a bigger, broader, more subject. Obviously, it was in the rules. You got to have a fishing license to compete in the tournament. I'm not debating that. They did the right thing by disqualifying the guy. Not really like here to like debate that subject. But what I do want to talk about, I think in our world of tournament fishing, there's some changes we need to do with the rules. Everything can't be a disqualification. I'm tabling this subject about the fishing license, okay? That's not really debatable. They did the right thing there. That's what should have happened. But what I do want to talk about is I know we have a lot of rules that don't have the consequences in black and white. I think that's a problem. And what else? What were we talking about the other day, Flint?
Sight fishing.
Sight fishing.
If you're fishing for a fish on the bed, and you don't, just say you happen to look away or something, and the line starts swimming away, and you set the hook, and
set the hook
outside the mouth, and you're not looking at them. Is that considered a fish catch or not?
Yeah. So what Flint? Hey, come a little closer so we can hear you. So everybody can hear you.
Yeah. So if you're fishing for a fish on the bed and you flip up there, and you're not visually looking at them with your own eyes, and you're looking away, and your line starts swimming away, and you set the hook, and the fish is caught outside the mouth.
I think
is
that's
that
gonna be
considered
legal.
a fish catch or not?
That'd be illegal.
You think that's illegal?
Yeah, because you were still sight fishing them.
Still sight fishing.
You're not looking at them with your own eyes. See, here's the debate. We all think different things right here.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you're not wrong. I think so.
It's not like we did it on purpose.
Yeah, I don't know where you land on
Because the
that.
sight fishing rule technically would apply. I mean, it's basically for bed fishing.
Right. It's for
So
bed
if you're
fishing.
bed fishing and you hook them outside of the mouth, then that's, in my opinion, that one is not a legal catch.
You see a white spot 50 feet away.
'Cause, yeah,
you
what if-
throw over there and you hook them outside the mouth, but you don't even know if there's a fish up there.
Yeah, I don't know how that one would work, because some of the times you think you're bed fishing and you're trying to catch a bed fish, but you're not actually seeing the fish. So what if you snag them then?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it gets wild. And so this is a subject that I want to talk about though. The fishing license thing does bother me a little bit. I do feel like the organizations have a little bit of responsibility to at least point us in the right direction on fishing license. Hold on before you start typing, because I know everybody's going, I saw this come in a bunch. You're a grown man, you know you gotta have a fishing license when you go fishing in a different state. When you make that comment, I know immediately you probably haven't had experience traveling fishing, because there's certain places where there's very specific licenses that you have to have. There was an instance a few years back when I was fishing the FLW tour. We go to Lake St. Clair, borders the Canadian is the U.S. side. When you go to the Canadian side, you have to have a special fishing license. There's two. There's a conservation and a sportsman fishing license. I read that thing 25 times over and over and over and over, and I just so happened to pick the right one. I'm not gonna say the angler's name because I don't feel like that's good, because I didn't talk to him about this before we did the video. But there was one of my friends, the guy, my practice partner, and at least one other competitor got disqualified from that event because he did buy the fishing license, ended up buying the wrong one. Let's just say you were supposed to buy the conservation fishing license when he bought the sportsman. One of the fishing licenses allows you to fish, but you can't box the fish. Obviously, in a tournament, we have to bring those fish back to weigh in, so we're boxing them. I don't know how you would have known which license to get unless you just knew. And I do feel like the organizations do owe us a little bit of direction in which fishing license to get. I do think they should check them at registration. I think they should. I think they should check your insurance. There was an instance a couple years ago. You remember somebody got disqualified?
It was I think it was
Swindle.
Or was it last year?
Last year,
Yeah.
Trey got disqualified because his boat insurance. Yeah, boat insurance. I feel like that's something at the beginning of the year they should check. Now, what y'all gonna start saying is like, no, it's your responsibility to keep up, yada 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 yada. If y'all knew Hey, I know y'all go. If we can spend an hour talking about bubble scales, a lot of times they have things that they want, the organization want to promote. They bring those to the meetings. We spend a bunch of time on them. A lot of stuff. A lot of times the DNR itself will come to the meeting and tell us where we can and cannot fish. I'm cool with that. That's great. But it's very inconsistent. Some tournaments we have it, sometimes we don't. So personally, I know at Bass, I know they do check your fishing license at the tournament meeting. Make sure you got the right one. Make sure it's in the right dates. I think that's good. I don't want my competitors being disqualified over a fishing license. I think it's a good idea to check them. I think they do owe us to help us say, hey, look, this is where you get it. This is the right one that keeps you legal for this tournament. I think that's a good idea for a multitude of different reasons. It's not a good look for us as an organization when somebody gets disqualified for that. And then sometimes it's just not quite as cut and dried as it may seem. So since I got my buddies here, as long as they're willing to participate, I want to see what everybody else thinks about it. I mean, whether you agree or disagree.
Are we going back to the fishing license
Yeah,
deal?
fishing license. You think it should help us, like, or check, or like, what do you think?
I don't really have an opinion. I don't really have an opinion on it either way. I mean, it when we're traveling like this, it is sometimes you forget to get a license because last week we're in a different state, this week we're in another state, and the next week you're in another state. So it's not like we don't always think about it right away. So yeah, it probably would be a good thing for them to check it.
Yeah. I like that and the insurance.
We're just
The insurance,
a text message just letting us know.
A text message with the link
Yeah, link
of
to
where
here.
to
Yeah, that would be good because then they give you the information. You have the warning. Then it's up to you whether you get it or not.
Yeah.
And then in that particular case, like he thought he bought it and didn't confirm it. Like he passed the polygraph test that saying that he bought a valid fishing license and everything. So if somebody would have checked it before the event, then he would have won the tournament.
I think yeah. You know, in that instance what they had there, you know, is what it is. Done is done. I feel like you know, it's not like a lot to talk about on that one, just because, I mean, it's in the rules that you got to have a license. We go through so many formalities at every tournament meeting, everywhere we go. It seemed like it would be so easy for one person at the big, even if it's just one time on the insurance thing. One time on the insurance, you know, you got to have $300,000 liability. Let me see your proof of insurance. Show it to me.
That would be easy because your insurance is good for the year.
Good for the year. So I remember there was one tournament director we had during the FLW days that was bad about coming to you in the weigh-in line and asking for your fishing license. Yeah, that was going down. So it felt a little bit like policing or sheriffing over something that we could have took. Like if he's got time enough to check me in the weigh-in line when I've got a bag of fish in my hand, why couldn't we just check that at the registration? And like when we're doing those formalities in the weigh-in line, it's not a time to check fishing license. Likewise, you know, I think a lot of times they check the boat insurance. If you're first, second place after a certain day, check your fishing license.
I don't think MLF does it.
No, we don't.
I never. On last year when I won that tournament, I didn't get checked for one thing. Nothing.
Really.
Fishing license, insurance, nothing.
I know.
Nope.
Yeah, the bass they'll check first and second place after each day, or first
like
boat number one, boat number two.
Yeah, boat number one, boat number two.
Yeah, they check it. It's kind of dumb. Let's check that. If we could check it on tournament day when my boat's in the water, I mean, especially for us, like even with fishing license things, like dude, you got official practice and all this stuff, and like where's the rules lie on fishing with official practice with no fishing license? Where's it lie there? It's not in the rules. There's no black and white there.
If you get a ticket in practice, are you DQ'd?
I don't know. I don't think so.
In the tournament, you're DQ'd.
I don't know. I don't know, dude. I think that might have changed.
That may be like an unwritten rule.
Like, like what if you got a ticket for like running a no wake zone or something?
Yeah. That's another thing. That's another thing I'd love to talk about is just about everything that we get is like a DQ, and I'm not, dude. If Bobby runs no weight, I don't feel like you need to get DQ'd. I don't feel like
maybe like a weight reduction.
Oh, not even that. Like maybe a time penalty next morning.
Yeah, either a time penalty or like a monetary penalty.
Yeah, a fine.
Yeah, like
so
a fine.
Running no wake zones and
So,
stuff like that.
you know,
Take
Or like in New York, they're not even marked.
Not
you
even
just have
marked.
to know it's a no wake zone.
A lot of places you just gotta know. You just gotta know this is no wake. Don't run. Set that boat down. Yeah, at St. Lawrence. So a lot of people say it's our responsibility to have these fishing licenses figure it out. They check so many things. They check our live wells. They check our kill switch. In a matter of 10 seconds, you ride through, he checks your live well, make sure you don't have any fish in that live well. He checks and make sure you got your life jacket on. Why wouldn't you say it's your responsibility to wear your life jacket? You figure it out. No, they check it. They check your life jacket. They check your kill switch, make sure it's connected. They check your live wells and make sure you don't have any fish in there. You do the same thing with our fishing license. Something that will actually get you disqualified from the tournament. If it's a disqualifiable technical offense, let's just check it. What else could you get disqualified for? Well, I mean, obviously you couldn't be going around checking, make sure everybody doesn't have Alabama rigs. You know?
How you were talking about, like, if you don't have $300,000 insurance or whatever it has to be.
Yeah.
That like if you just say you had 200, it had to be 300. Like to get disqualified from the whole tournament, that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, so if it is, then you gotta check that.
Make sure you have it. But I'm just saying, like, if they don't do that, then why not just have a penalty, like y'all were saying?
Well, it'd be easily. Go ahead. I think that's a pretty serious thing to have, because if you get hurt, you know, we got marshals or whatever, or if I hit you, you do need that $300,000 liability. It's a very serious thing. That's why I feel like it should be checked at the beginning of the season, because what if I don't run it? I'll never check.
In the high school tournaments, they make you send in a copy of your insurance.
Yeah.
In Florida, anyways.
Then they should, because think about it. I run my boat into you. My insurance hadn't been checked because I sucked all year. All right, I don't have the right insurance. Who's gonna be accountable? Who's gonna be accountable? Now the league is accountable. Now I pull all three of us into it because I don't have what I have. I'm curious to know what y'all think about it. I know you're gonna let me know, but I think we got to do a little bit better job of our policing, sheriffing. Yep.